What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Friday to all of you. It's August 7th. We have 27 MLB, NBA, and NHL games to break down. I'm pumped up. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag here on the Odds headquarters, powered by odds.com. Man, we got a lot of work to do. It was a up and down day. NHL saved me. Went 3-1 plus 2.22 units in NHL. Ended up the day 8-7 plus 0.47 units. You know, I'll take it. 4-5 down 1.7 units in MLB. 1-1 down 0.05 units in NBA. 3-1 plus 2.22 units in NHL. I guess any day in the black is a good day. But let's fire away at today. A giant card. Thank you so much for all the cappers rolling with us in the chat. The team is together. Darius McNeil in the house. There's Boston Nick ready to get to work. Viper MB dropping his action here right off the top. Pelicans minus 7.5. Nats minus 1. I told you guys, Nats against lefties, Nats against lefties, Nats against lefties. I've been eating all year because of it. And now they face Tommy Malone. I'm still scared of Anibal Sanchez, so I'm on overs and watching team total overs in that. But I like your bet. Yankees money line, Twins minus 1, Indians minus line for Viper MB. There's Omar J. Legend. Man, I missed this guy. Omar J. Legend back in business. Astros first 5 plus 105. Dad fan talking Islanders, Panthers. These games have been starting so early, and I've been on my show, and I just – look, I don't trust the team without a defense. So I would be on the Islanders right now. And maybe I should have made a bet on the Islanders. Minus 120, I think that's a pretty good number. But I let it go. I don't think the Islanders are that good of a hockey team. Not as good as they were last year. I let it go. I haven't been watching, and so I let it go. There's my man Rayhan Hyder in the house. Dopeness. Oh, Rayhan and I got to hang out in Costa Rica together as well. Rayhan ready to go. Michael Ervalina. There's Dennis Garcia in the house as well. Dennis been eating. Oh, what more than a decent day, Dennis. I've been watching, and your call on Flames 3-1 plus 175 was absolutely gorgeous. Dennis Garcia's on the Islanders minus 120. Just saying it out loud, you just can't trust the team without defense. But I haven't been watching. So I'm going to let that shit go. Sadly, let that shit go. Don't want to let it go, but I'm letting it go. Let's see who else. We got Nate Dogg in the house. Robert Cherry ready to get to work. Mark Rosato, Captain Marvel. Reese says Islanders finish off the Panthers today. And St. Grain call on the Leaf Jackets over. Thank you. That was one of those bets, when it's a minus 150 or minus 145 the other direction. But you could have got better than plus 120. My book was handing plus 120 for the over 5.5, but that was one of those bets that felt very, very, very good. And the Canucks first period under 1.5 and 0-0 felt extremely good. There's Tim Montana in the house. Viper NB says, I think under 6.5 Oilers game is sneaky play. Want to hear Jimmy's thoughts. So we're going to keep doing the same schedule that we've been doing. MLB, NBA, NHL is how we're going to do things. Also, tomorrow is a huge day for us here at Betting with the Bag. First off, at 11 a.m., because we're focusing on horses all day. I'm focusing on horses all day. And we don't want to leave our handicappers dry. So at 11 a.m., we're doing a 30-minute show. It's just best bets. Best bets. And I have 3 guests coming on giving their best bets. 8-minute slots for Noli Nose, Aunt L, and Babano. 8-minute slots. There'll be a 30-minute show, best bets. And then at 11:50, I think I'm going to push it 5 minutes earlier, maybe 11:45, but 11:50 right now is scheduled for 10 hours of horse racing action. Travers Stakes Day. God, I'm so excited to get back, Matt. Trey Franklin in the house says rough past 2 days, but I'm ready to get back after it. Let's get it. Sorry to hear that, Trey. It's been tricky out there. It's been tricky, no doubt about it. There's Trotwam in the house. C-Mac ready to go. Says up and down for me too. NHL sent me big last night. I did. Lillian Pumpernickel. There's Red Girl. Razor Sharp picks. Will Turpin. Sean Bird. Man, I've been loving capping with Sean Bird this week. Very, very enjoyable. Tony Mang in the house. Tony, let's get it. Stephen Walton ready to go. Eric Jones. Alec Hills. Derek Anthony says, give me NBA law for tomorrow. Jesus, good. Man, we're pretty focused on today, Derek. Give me a lot for tomorrow, man. Come on. Leo Leon says COVID kids on fire. Miami Marlins don't care. Alex Ramirez in the house. Cody AV. Trey Franklin. Nut Flush Jr. The King. Lamont Williams. Prince of the City. Paco Helion Twins -1.5. Mr. Gog says we're killing NHL. We're in NHL is one sport I'm not scared of. I want to say we're in complete control of NHL, but I shouldn't. Sean Bird says no bet for me in New York Islanders game, but I think the value is betting the better coach. Eileen Panthers. Interesting. Eskimo here said, missed so many shows. Had to catch today. Great to have you back. Thank you for joining us. All right. It's time to get to work. Not Flush Jr. says the OG's in the house. Will Tribbett says, I can't believe I'm back in the Tigers Day, even against the Pirates. I'm on the Pirates team total over, but I don't blame you. It's funny. It's very difficult to cap these teams that have been off for so many days. Very difficult. Paco Healy says Preds puck line. Aunt L. There's Aunt L who will be joining us tomorrow. Says Tigers -110 for Aunt L. I don't blame you guys. I don't blame. All right, let's get to work. Time to get to work. So quick overview of baseball. Yesterday went 4-5, down 1.7 units. So I'm sitting 37-29, 56.1%, up 4.76 units. ROI 7.21%. My average line is -110, and it's going up fast, which I imagined would happen. All right, let's just quickly go over yesterday action. It started very poorly. Reds first 5, Reds full game was just, awful. Terrible handicapping. Looks like the Indians are getting hot. Blue Jays first 5, awful. So I'm sitting 0-3. And then I start catching up. Milwaukee, Chicago, White Sox first 5 over 5. Obviously, that Yelich inside the Parker helped. Mini Pitt first 5 under 4.5 was a loss. So now I'm sitting at 1-4. But then San Francisco, Colorado first 5 under 6.5 cash. A's -1 cash. A's are on a 6-game winning streak. Big series right now with the Astros. Angels, Mariners first 5 under 4.5 lost. And it was tough luck. I mean, that game went under. And then Nate Pearson over 4.5 Ks -130. That was a huge fist pump when they got that fifth. The King says, Jimmy got an Instagram. Instagram was made for me, but I don't use it. I should erase it. There's Lord Vader in the house. I now follow him on Twitter. I should erase it, get it out of there. I don't take pictures. I'm 40. Fuck pictures. Everything's getting worse. Except for this. Let's get to work. We got Lamont Williams, Max Betson, Python Junkies in the house. Indians rolling with Ramirez back, says Viper MB. Jose Ramirez should be it's too early, but he's the MVP right now. Nutflush Jr. says, my Giants have been lining my pockets. Manny are ready to get to work. All right, let's go. I'm all over the Orioles-Nats game. I'm all over it. The Nats were smashing lefties without Soto. Now they have Soto back. Danny Moore in the house. What up, Danny, my man? Representing Oregon in the house with Danny Moore. All right. By the way, any of the cappers in Oregon, Danny Moore is looking to expand his books and having a tough time in Oregon. I'm trying to help him. If anybody's in Oregon, reach out to me or to Danny. All right, let's go. Orioles, Nationals. Let's take a look at the market moves. We are going to be using Bet365 lines. We are using all the legal American sports books on this show. Okay, here we go. Nationals open up at 197 or 192, minus 192. Bet365 now minus 180. This total is at 9, and it's been sitting at 9, and it's moving towards the under. Bet365 hasn't moved it. And Al says Oregon is disgusting. I've seen their tax laws with sports bets. Yeah, it's not fair. It's not fair. Reviews with Von Polo. I like Justin James MMA tomorrow night. Okay. Robert Chair said Nationals are 2-5 at home. Look, I'm not on the Nationals because I don't trust Anibal Sanchez. Let's go over it. 79 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, 5 miles per hour, sideways out to left. All I'm saying is the Nationals are going to hit Tommy Milone. This slow throwing bum, who's coming off a really good start against the Rays, who aren't hitting lefties. So he gets 1 run. He allows 1 run on 6 hits, no walks, strikes out 8 in 5 innings. It's perfect. There's Hunter Engelhart in the house. My man Hunter, what up? Tommy Malone, 4-10, 4.76 ERA, 1.12 WHIP last year. He throws slowly, and it worked against the Rays, who were ice cold in that series. But it's not going to work against the Nationals, who are hitting .414 with a 1.186 OPS against lefties. So I just jumped all over this. I got Washington team total over 4.5. I had to pay the juice. I don't care. Minus 135. Paco Healy's in Vegas right now. Damn. Love it. Paco Healy in Vegas right now. Let's get some low baggers together. And look at Die Hard MMA podcast. My man Clint going with his boys. Oh, there's Python Junkies. Dodgers money line. National money line. Vancouver +1. Interesting. Pittsburgh Penguins money line. Interesting. And look at that. You got the Spurs at minus 125 before everybody was announced out of the lineup. Wow. That's a great score. And look at Die Hard MMA podcast. Not fooling around. Sorry. Trying to keep it clean. We got some kids watching the show. And I get, Okay. I shouldn't say kids. I should say younger cappers. Alexei Shestin making moves in WNBA. Von Polo says Delaware Sportsbook hasn't reopened yet. It's blowing me. Blowing me. That's a good thing. Okay. Let's keep rolling. We got spreadsheet play today is on Minnesota. There's Guillermo Zertucci in the house. Guillermo Zertucci will be live tomorrow while we hammer the horses. Okay, let's go back to this. So Doolittle's looked awful. Nationals coming off a split of the Mets. We got to be quick. We have so many games to go through. I can't take too long. Razor Sharp says everyone needs to jump on the Brewers train. Plus money too. Razor Sharp being eating, by the way, doing great work. So I'm on the over 9 and minus 115. I know the Orioles were ice cold in that series against the Marlins. They had 1 run total through the first 3 games, but they got some runs last game. Nunez homered twice. Cisco, Smith Jr. each got homers in that 8-7 loss. I think they can help out a little bit on the offense. And Malone has great numbers against his former team, and he pitched for Washington in 2018. Look, I don't buy it. I think Malone gets touched. Washington team total over 4.5. First 5 over 5 at minus 105. And full game over 9 at minus 115. Old triple up here. Woo! Gonna be watching this game close. Razor Sharp is backing the Brewers again today. Okay, we'll get to that game here. All right, let's talk. I've got a lot of baseball action. I have not locked in NHL and NBA yet, and I want to talk it out. So, okay, let's go. Yankees, Rays, Masahiro Tanaka, Blake Snell. Let's take a look at market moves. Tanaka opening up at minus 110. He is still there. This total sitting at 8.5. But in saying that, a bunch of books have made Rays slight favorites with Blake Snell. Blake Snell's only throwing 5 innings and 2 games started so far. Connor likes my over 9 in Nats. Orioles, I like it. And look, I don't trust Anibal Sanchez. First start, 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 7 Ks, 1 walk. He looked good last year. Viper MB says Snell is going to get shelled. Joe Yurkovich says, sorry, Jimmy, you are assuming too much that Malone will get touched. Yes, that's part of handicapping, Joe. I'm making assumptions and betting them. And you have often helped me not get so bullish on bets, and it's always helped. And I know you're trying to do that here. But yes, I'm doing a lot of assuming, Joe. A whole lot of assuming, Joe. All right. Tanaka coming back from taking that line drive to the face. 2 2/3, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 3 Ks, 1 walk. And Al says Yanks game is a coin flip, and it's priced like a coin flip. Look, I'm not making a move on this game. Yankees aren't hitting lefties that hard so far this year. 235, 762 OPS. Rays against righties aren't hitting at all. 206, 650 OPS. It feels like a spot where somebody, a pitcher of Blake Snell's skill set and the type of leader he's capable of being, could step up here. I wouldn't be shocked if he steps up here. I love you, Joe. You know I love you, Joe. You know I love you, Joe Yurkovich. Look, I've been very thankful to Cabo for a long time. Under Engelhardt says the only play in this game is a full game over. Rays 5-7, but 5-2 at home. This is a huge series for this ball club. Last year they won 96 games. They're 4 games behind the Yanks right now. Since a 5-2 win over Atlanta July 28th, they're 1-6. They're hitting 211 as a team, 303 on base percentage. They got shut out by the Red Sox. Their pitching is always good. Snell has a 4.41 ERA, 16 starts against the Yankees. He's not throwing more than 53 pitches in his first 2 starts. There's the sweaty butcher in the house. Great to see you, the sweaty butcher, rolling with us. The King loves the Yankees after going 1-3 their last few games. Yeah, they had won 7 straight before losing 2-3 to the Phillies. They've homered in 12 straight. Tanaka's 3.20 ERA and 18 career starts against Tampa. Chris Smith in the house. What up, Chris? My man. So, look, and Mr. Goxer keeps saying, why no Mets, Yanks, or Mets, Marlins line? I thought there was one earlier. Yeah, there's not one. I don't, interesting. Wow, Al looking at the alternative under 7.5. That is an interesting look. Is a very interesting look. Dodgers team total over 5.5. Interesting. A very, 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 very interesting look there. And C-Mac agreeing with Al that under 7.5 alternative line looks interesting. I'm off this game. I will watch it. Let's move on to Braves Phillies. And having some success early in the year is giving me a little bit more confidence to go against market moves. And in this next game, Atlanta versus Philly, I'm going against the market move. I'm on the over. There's rain in the forecast early and then light rain late. I'm taking the over 9.5 at -110. There's a lot of pressure. Now, Tukey looked great. There's a lot of pressure on 24-year-old Kyle Wright here. 2017 first-round pick. He started 2 games. He's only gone 6 innings total, 9 hits, 5 earned runs, 8 Ks, 7 walks. Last year, he got 19 2/3 big leagues innings, 0-3, 8.69 ERA, 1.88 whip, 13 walks, 19 2/3. And he looked good in Gwinnett last year. You know, good enough. 4.17 ERA, 1.26 whip, 111 4. I don't trust Kyle Wright, and I don't trust Vince Velasquez. Vince Velasquez has screwed me often. There's for sure 94. Sean Bird says Markakis helps the Braves offense. He helps the team. And they're dealing with some injuries. It's a good thing that he came back. Robert Cherry says Twins -1.5. And I guess it's not Alcantara. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Mark Rosado says Tukey looked very nice yesterday. He sure did. But I've always had higher hopes. I've always believed in him more than Kyle Wright. Braves are hitting 265, 827 versus righties. Velasquez has had my number. Those of you guys who rolled with us in Miami for the Low Bag Summit of Champions, we went and watched Velasquez pitch. I mean, he just looks awful. He looks awful all the time. What did he allow? 10 runs in the first 3 innings in that game? Phillies up 6-0. They lose that game. I can't trust Velasquez ever. He's 1 start, 3 innings, 3 hits, 4 runs, 4 Ks, 2 walks. But he's still in the rotation for a reason. This is a ball club with tons of cash. They don't need him, and they keep throwing him out there. 4.91 ERA, 1.39 whip, 130 Ks and 117 in the third. Yes, I like that Walla Walla dose I'm in. Look at Hunter Engelhardt. Says, I love the over in this game, both first half and full game. Not on the side, but I'd lean full game Braves. Wow. That is from our Hunter Engelhardt in the house. Velasquez has terrible numbers. Against Atlanta, 1-1, 7.04 ERA in 3 games in 2019. In his career, 5.20 ERA against the Braves. Real Muto eating right now. And let's see what Kyle Wright does. Opponents are batting 346 off him this year. Yeah, Ron Crawford, St. Louis is playing. Yeah, and it's well put. Well put from Duvall eating. Markakis came back and was a hero. Connor Max on the Braves here and the over. I'm just on the over, and I would be more hesitant if I had started off the year poorly to go against this market move. Okay, let's keep rolling. Tigers, Pirates. Oh, man, it's so funny how every day there's like a different capper that sticks in my head while I'm watching a game. And, when I was betting on the Orioles against the Marlins, my man Viper MB is just in my head. I couldn't get him out of my head while I was watching my money be lit on fire. And now I know while I watch Malone, I have not Michael Irvalina. I've not. I came so close to raising it to where it is in NHL, and then I had a bad day 2 days ago. So it's still 150 a pop right now. And but I know Joe Yurkovich, I'm be thinking of my man Joe nonstop while I watch Tommy Malone pitch. And Tommy Malone's coming off a great start, Joe. Okay, sorry. Let's go to Tigers, Pirates. So I thought this was a thief in the night here, taking the Pirates team total over 3.5 at -130, and I just really like it. I really like it. I would be on the Pirates if I had more faith in he had an index finger problem in his last start. The nail cut into the cuticle, so it was bleeding. And yes, TJ. No, when I say double up, I mean first 5 in full game in baseball. I don't double up units in a full game situation, even though there's some where I should. There's Jimmy CC in the house. So when I say double up, I mean first 5 full game. Triple up, I mean first 5 full game and a team total or something of that sort. All right, Pirates team total over 3.5. They hit lefties. They've been hitting lefties this year, 300, 837 OPS. I know the sample size is small. Boyd's been erratic. He can be very good. Let's see what the numbers here are. I mean, he's their starter. Boyd opens up at Bet365 at -120. He's down to -110. There are a couple books that have moved Pittsburgh as the favorite now. I think this Pirates team can get to 4 runs against the Tigers, especially a Pirates team that feels good about themselves. Brault is the primary pitcher. We figured that because it was the other way around when Brault would start, right? Then Cool would come in. Thanks for mentioning that, Ron. But still, with that finger issue, they might have to get to him fast. I don't dislike Brault. The Tigers have been off for what? How many days now? They haven't played since Sunday. I guess that's not too long. 4 days off. I'm getting -130. Oh, sorry. Would you pay -135 and -140 for it? I wouldn't pay -140 for it. -135 is always my line there. Christmas says Pirates are a better team. I'm starting to think I want to bet on the Pirates here. That's a big walk-off win over the Twins. Get a little hope. Go into Detroit and maybe beat up on a team that's not very good, that's been off for 4 days. Interesting. Okay, Ant. Oh, I'll trust you. I'll trust you here. And saying Tiger have a better lineup, higher upside starter as well. This game is not a coin flip, but it's priced like one. Okay. I think that the Pirates can get to the 4 runs. Jerry Beatty in the house. What up, Jerry? Okay, let's keep rolling. Johnny Cage ready to get to work. And Joe Yurkovich says, I believe the Tigers bullpen has been good so far. Look, the Tigers have been good. 5-5. They've been good. You're absolutely right, Joe. And Gas Station Sushi, Max betting the Diamondbacks. Ron Crawford says, I like the Tigers. I don't know why. No, Joe, I feel you. This is a nice – I like the 3.5. I couldn't get the 3.5 on the Tigers. I was at 4.5. for plus money. And I'm going to be on the Pirates team total over 3.5. I like it a lot. Tigers versus righties, 209, 674 OPS. Pirates versus lefties, 308, 37 OPS. Okay. Ron Off saying, really like that play. Oh, that gas is on. Okay. Okay. I didn't Cody AV because I haven't been watching the series. These games have been going on while the show's been going on. But if I had... So I just don't have enough feel for the series. So I'm just staying off of it. But if I'd been watching it, then I would take the team with the better defense, and that's the Islanders. Razor Sharp's also on Arizona. The Woj in the house says, let's go Tigers. And Joe Yurkovich like that 3.5. Yeah, I like it too. It was definitely one of my favorite looks on the board. Okay, so the Marlins Mets, Alcantara Waka is off the board. Off the board. Now, some books still have it on the board. No books have it on the board. Okay, so I guess let's leave that alone. We have too many games anyways. And Von Polo also liking the Snakes today. Look at that. Gin Rummy in the house. Gin Rummy in the house. Gin Rummy, I never left, man. We never missed a day. The show never missed one day. Not with anything. Not with COVID. Not with moving up to Canada. We never missed a day. Look at that. Gin Rummy back in action. There's MMA Locker Room in the house as well. And Yenny Toon. Yenny Toon says, "Up guys, 3 for 3 for me last night, but I'm hot on soccer. Perfect 4-0 on the show. Love it. Getting cold in NHL last 2 days. 1-3, but I got one soccer player. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. Gin Rummy back in the house. Look at B-Ball 619 ready to go. There's Alex Ramirez, star, the Spidey play of the day. Okay, so we're going to skip Marlins Mets. It's been taken off the board. We have so much work to do in this card anyways. Let's move on to another double-up spot for me, and that's the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm going to fade Weber every chance I get. And Flick My Bick in the house. Flick My Bick says, don't sleep on my guy Tukey. He looked great last night. There's Brandon Lugo out on the boat today. Brandon Lugo still stopping by to say what up. Robert Cherry says 2-0 on the Canucks. Do you believe, Jimmy? Yes, I do. I do believe, but I do want to talk it out. I just want to talk that game out. I'd like to talk it out before. I loved what I saw. I absolutely loved what I saw. So... All right, Jays, Red Sox. Viper MB leaning under 10.5 here. Let's take a look at market moves. We're moving fast today. A lot of games. Jays open up as the favorite, and now the Red Sox are a favorite. It did go down to minus 110 aside at Bet365, and Bet365 has now moved 5 cents towards the Jays. Thank you, Brandon. I liked it too. It was a fun day of ice, of pucks yesterday. It's a fun day. Okay, Jays, Red Sox, 74 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 7 miles per hour in. Tanner Roark. He looked good in his first start. 0 walks, 5 Ks, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run. Got the win. Oakland and Cincinnati last year. Start of the year, Cincy went 4.24 ERA, 1.42 whip. His numbers got worse when he went over to Oakland, but not by much. I agree absolutely with what Ant is saying. Absolutely. Ryan Weber is, I don't know how he's got a job. And if we had a AAA, you'd think that somebody would have already taken a spot. 0-2 in 2 starts. He's lasted 7 innings, 10 hits, 9 earned runs, 0 strikeouts, 0 Ks. Jays aren't hitting righties. Weber's a righty, right? I don't have that wrong. Why am I thinking Weber's a lefty? Yeah, Weber's a... Jays aren't hitting righties. 216, 672 OPS, but here's your chance. All good, T. Henderson. No apologies. You don't need to apologize. You went 2-1. T. Anderson is on. Dog of the day was, the Suns and Portland. Nice job by the Suns was my mistake. That over was too easy with Butler and Dragic out of the lineup as we expected. Okay. Joe Yurkovich says a lot of bad Boston bullpen tonight, and Weber is an absolute gas can. I doubled up here on the Jays. First 5, -115. Full game, -110. And here we go. My prime cut play from the Sweaty Butcher back in action. Orlando, Philadelphia, over 222. There's Brandon Ledesma in the house. Great job. Brandon cashing on the knuckleheads. It wasn't even a sweat. That first period under 1.5 wasn't even a sweat. And there was all those power plays and it wasn't even a sweat. Zuccarello is not giving them the power play stuff they need, and Dumba needs to shoot the puck more. I mean, the Wild haven't scored on the power play yet. All right, I've copied the Sweaty Butchers action here. Over 222. We also have a look from our San Francisco Giants expert nut flush, Allen, on the team total. The team total over for the Dodgers. Okay. Jerry Beatty went on the over in that Sox game. Flick My Big says the Sox bats will erupt eventually. Understood. There's You Got Mossed in the house, and it's 1-0 Islanders. 1-0 Islanders. Will Turpin says this is a bullpen game for the Bo Sox. Well, yeah, you don't want to have Weber out there for too long. All right, so I'm doubling up on the Jays. Doubling up on the Jays. And, we got Yenny Toon coming in with his action. And Leo Leon as well. Let's get this up. Okay, we move on to Twins Royals. And so we talk about the things that affect us negatively in capping all the time, right? The King, your Flyers are so dangerous. And if you guys were in the Western Conference, you'd be, the Blues might give you some trouble, but you'd be easily the favorite. You're in a tough conference. But you guys look very, very strong. Very, very, very strong. No one looks stronger than the Flyers right now. We got Alex Ramirez, Spidey, play of the day in. Ooh, Islanders -1. So he's taking them on the money line and the 1.5 and over 5. Nice to get that early goal. Pittsburgh regulation, Vancouver regulation. Had a boy, Spidey. Okay. So when we were capping the game yesterday between it was Cubs Royals, right? There was a thought that their pitchers, their studs, Keller yesterday and Junis today, and maybe studs is going a little far, but their best pitchers were coming back from COVID, and they had the potential to be spectacular or very good. Let's just spectacular shit, very good. And I think that Junis sort of is the same type of spot here. He could be good. Did I get let me make sure I got Yenny Toon's play up as well. They could be good. And because Keller was so good, I'm not entirely sure what Smelter is going to do here. 4 2/3, 6 earned runs, 7 Ks, 2 walks. The Royals have been hitting lefties hard, 287, 744 OPS. Mr. Gokster in the house. Love rolling with Mr. Gokster. Want to get to NHL quickly while Gokster's rolling with us. So with that being said, I've stayed off this Twins-Royals game. Minnesota traveling. They open up at -180. They're down to -155, bet 365. So 25-cent move towards the Royals. This total opened up at 9. It's gone to 9.5 at some books, which I get. We in the field house. I can't believe I'm saying wine field house first 2 times I saw that. We in the field house. My fault. We in the field house ready to roll with us. Oh, Ron, I love it. Isn't it true? Yes, Gokster, I'd be very interested. Well, how about wait this, Jerry? We can wait. Gokster, are you going to be here for the whole show? Gokster? No, Mason Rogers. I don't have a day job. My last day job was 2001, Chevron. But I was a comic and made money that way as well. Gokster, are you? Gokster, I'm gonna send you the link. Let's get you to jump on the show. Let's get you live and in person for our hockey breakdown. Is that possible? It'll probably be about just under an hour. Can you do that? Let me know if you can do that. I'll send you a link. Okay, Twins Royals, 85 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 12 miles per hour sideways. Out to left. Oh, the Spurs game starts at 1. It's a mess right now with everybody out of the lineup. Shit, it starts at 1, doesn't it? I don't think I can make a move on it. Well, okay, let's go through this Twins game. Let's go through this Twins game and hear if Gokster is good to jump on, because as soon as I asked him, we haven't seen him back. Okay, Twins Royals, Smeltzer, Junis. Junis got that one start under his belt. He needed it. So he missed the first week of the season after recovering from COVID. And Aunt L says, huge line move towards Royals because people are stupid. I get Twins -1. For show 94 is on Utah +9. Okay, let's. So I'm off this Twins Royals game. Twins traveling, much better ball club. Smeltzer, I don't trust. I think Junis needed that start. 4.28 ERA in 7 career starts against the Twins. 40 Ks and 33 2/3. And we know what these Twinkies are doing. They're averaging 5.2 runs a game, 2.97 ERA, second in AL, fourth in MLB. And they're doing it with Rich Hill on the 10-day IL, Homer Bailey, maybe we don't even mention him, but Odorizzi out. Robert Cherry doubling up on the Twins. Okay, so we're going to come back to the Indians. We're going to come back to the Indians White Sox. But let's move over to and look, NHL spreadsheet, Wild Leafs Pens. I agree, Anthony. I don't think Homer Bailey's that bad. We bet on him. We bet on him that first start he had. Okay, let's go to this quick game that's popping off here. Jazz Spurs. So I went 1-1 yesterday in NBA. I'm 126 wins, 114 losses, 52.5%. I'm up 2.87 units. My ROI is just 1 point plus 1.2%, whatever. If there's a plus line beside it, I'm fine. Average line -108. TJ, it hasn't helped me in NHL at this point, and that might not be the -1's fault. And maybe Ant could also give a thoughtful answer here in the chat. But the main reason why I do is because the cappers that I watch and look at as the most successful all do it. And because of that, winning's contagious. You want to hang around with winners. That's why it's so weird when people get jealous of their friends' success. You want your friends to be successful. In whatever field you're in, you want everybody around you to be successful. So that's the main reason that I'm doing it. There's Spencer Penny G in the house. DJ Big Boss. You can catch both these guys rolling with me tomorrow on the Horse Show. Look at Spencer Penny G, 21, 11, and 2 so far. Look at that. You got Moss, knows this Jazz team inside and out. Says Jazz will absolutely be run out of the gym without Donovan, Conley, Gobert, Bogdanovich, Royce O'Neal. Here we go. Put that there. Okay. Jazz Spurs. So Conley out, Mitchell, O'Neal, Gobert. Both teams are 2-2 since the restart. Joe Ingles goes off for 25 points. Slow-mo Joe goes off every time I don't bet on him. So, Mr. Gokster, can you jump on? Mr. Gokster? Royals team total over 3.5, -137 on DraftKings. Good find, Joe. One thing we found, let's just take a look at the lineup that they're going to trot out there. Let's quickly go over here. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's just quickly take a look at this starting lineup here. Who we getting? It's going to be the Jordan Clarkson show. Yeah, I just don't trust the Spurs, man. And one thing we've seen is when these bench players get a chance to run, they're excited. I mean, what does Clarkson go off for today? Does Clarkson? Let's just quickly check out what Clarkson's. I mean, Clarkson should go for 35. He's at 23.5, right? Clarkson goes for 35. Isles up 2-0. Beauvillier again. You got Moss. Clarkson's been awful. Okay, that's all I needed to hear. All right. Okay, let's keep rolling. We got Spencer since the restart. Okay. Not quite, Andal. It's not. That's not quite the -1 betting the money line and the run line. You can't do that 50-50. That's a misconception. But yes, great insight from Al. He's such a great capper. You can get close to the -1 by betting the, but that's why Ron Crawford gave us the run line calculator. Oh, nice, dude, Boo. Get it. Yeah, Kev. Kev, I'll send it. I'll DM you that, man. Sure. Okay. Speaking of which, actually, whatever. We don't need to talk about my comedy career. Okay, let's go. TJ, we have the run line calculator from Ron Crawford. For some reason, whenever I try to get it into the because I'm Odds HQ, that's my headline. Oh, I can't wait, Spence. I can't wait, my man. For some reason it doesn't get in. Let me just try it again. It's just not being. I don't know why. Let's see if it gets in there. Yeah, it's not. I don't know why it's not coming in. Maybe let me just try spelling it. Oh, no problem, Kev. No problem. It's just feels like a different world ago. It's zcodesystem though .com/runlinecalc. Zcode system. _ Oh, I don't know why it's not being. See if that goes in. Is that they're blocking links? Okay, let's see if it pops up right now. Okay, sorry, let's get back to work. Okay, no, I'm going to stay off this game. This is Oh, there, Ron Crawford. Yeah, it's not coming in. Just Google Z-Code's run line calculator. There you go. And Joe says there are other ones. There definitely are. Okay. Oh, yeah. We have parlay calculator. This run line calculator is being extremely helpful for me because Bet365 doesn't give you the -1s. Okay, let's get back to baseball. I'm off this jet. But you got Moss, who knows this team inside and out. Yes, I do, Lilium. I do. And my book was so late on the first fives, so late, and I wanted to get it in that I didn't take it -0.5. Yes, I do like the Cubs today. There's Boston Nick in the house. You can catch him tomorrow rolling with us on the horse show. Okay, we got to keep going. So Twinkies, Royals, we're done. Joe Yurkovich found the Royals team total over 3.5 -137 at FanDuel, I believe. All right, let's go. Indians, White Sox, Savali Cease. Let's go. Indians 2-4 on the road. White Sox just 1-3 at home, but 7-5 overall. 78 Fahrenheit clear, 8 miles per hour in. So my instinct when two pitchers have already seen the opponent in a short period of time is to take the over. But I noticed that this move was towards the under. The market move opened at 9, now 8.5. And the weather The wind was coming in. Yeah, Robert Allen, huge day tomorrow. And look, see, just as I say that, and L is on the first 5 under 4.5. MMA locker room went 3 for 3 pitcher props yesterday. And L says, don't overthink it. Wow. I love capping with Ant. And L says, don't overthink it. But for me, personally, I can't go back. I can't take it under when I know the pitchers have just seen their opponents. And we saw Castillo get touched badly when he saw the Tigers that second time. And so for me, I'm staying off Indians, White Sox. Okay, let's move on to Reds, Brewers. And I'm very uncomfortable going up against razor sharp picks. And I'm very uncomfortable backing Trevor Bauer. But he just seems so confident right now. Yeah, you got Moss. It was very helpful. Oh, yeah, there's no Aldridge. He's not in the bubble. Robert Allen says the Reds stink. Dakota Prang is on the Brewers plus 1.5. I hear you, Robert Jerry. I'm doubling up on the Reds. I'm backing Trevor Bauer. I have the Reds first 5 in full game. 75 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 9 miles per hour. And Bauer's just cocky, and we know he's a head case and not to be trusted. And talent-wise, the Indians would never trade him. Not in their right mind, but because, he's a drone pilot weirdo, they don't want him. And he comes over to Cincinnati, 6.39 ERA, 1.35 whip last year. But, other than Bieber, he's the best pitcher in the league so far this year. So I'm just going to back him immediately. Oh, no, I get it, Al. I get it. And Ant's also saying Reds money line all day. Jim Remy says Savali could get hurt today. DJ Big Boss says I'll take Bauer. So I doubled up first 5 full game here. The Brewers aren't hitting righties. Maybe that changed. I won't let it go. Okay. But Jin Remy taking the plus money with the Brewers. I don't trust Eric Lauer. Another thing for me, I know the Reds, they've been shut out in 2 consecutive games. 3 hits on Thursday. Castellanos is hitting still, even though he didn't hit yesterday. And Suarez is 4 for 44. But I just don't trust Lauer. So he opened the season on COVID list. He's never faced the Brewers, but Garcia hits him hard. 2-1. No, I don't think it's a trap raiser. The Reds have not scored in 2 straight games. This is the Brewers at home. I know they're 0-2 so far this year, but there's a vividness bias of the Brewers winning at home. I don't think this is a trap line because it's the Reds who've been perennial losers. And even this year when we thought they were going to be good, they go 5-8. And then Moose is out of the lineup. But we have razor sharp picks and Jin Rummy on the Brewers, and they're spectacular cappers. So, okay, let's keep rolling along here. I doubled up on the Cubs first 5 and full game -1. I don't trust Ponce de Leon, but that wasn't the main reason the move. And look, Lester is getting worse by the minute. But Cardinals offense against lefties, anemic. 167, 45 OPS. I just don't see how. Now they've been off for, 8 days? They come back without DeYoung and Molina. So they bring in Brad Miller. So they have Wieters catching for Molina. And Robert Allen, Brewers can't score, Reds can't score, easy to the under. So last year, Lester had the highest whip he had since he was a rookie in, 06. But he held the Pirates to 1 run on 4 hits with a walk, 4 strikeouts on 6 innings in that 2-1 game on Sunday. And the Pirates are hitting lefties. So Lester was really bad against the Cardinals last year, but that was just last year. in his career. He's 8-6 with 3.26 ERA. Cardinals aren't hitting lefties. They've been off for 8 days. The Cubs are hot, and they're coming off a loss. So I'm doubling up on the Cubs. First 5, full game. I got -130 first 5. I didn't wait for the first 5 -0.5. And if it's a 25 or 30 cent difference. There's Martin Riggs. We got Riggsy in the house. Jim Remy says Ponce could get hurt today. Yeah, I think I'm liking this spot quite a bit. It's why I doubled up, obviously. And Riggsy, big day of horses tomorrow. Big day. Great to have Jim Remy back in. Okay, so doubled up on the Cubs. First 5, full game. Now, this is I had to wait for Bet365 because they were so slow giving out their first 5s because they're getting touched on their first 5s. First 5 -0.5. I want Griffin Canning. I want Griffin Canning this year, and I'm only going to take Angels first 5s. Sean Bird just put +230, a little bet on +230. Red Girl on the under in the Spurs game. Spurs Jazz popping off in 8 minutes. Keep an eye on what Red Girl's action is. Red Girl, great capper. Great to see you, Red Girl. Angels first 5 -0.5. Griffin Canning. I'm going to be backing this year. And those of you who've run with me for a long time know that I fade Jordan Lyles all the time. And Jordan Lyles gets hot. No, Dakota, here we do just the legal American books. The books that are legal in America. Anthony L going Angels, Rangers, first 5 under 5. And a lot of people have locals that up here that act as Bet365. And I am one of them. Not the bookie, but someone who uses one. So, and I got some of my friends with them. Al Mack, for instance, is using my guy as well. And the reason why is just because it's 25% in and out every Friday, and it allows you to bet more than you should. Okay, Griffin Canning. I expect the roof to be closed, and I expect – so Jordan Lyles gets hot, but he's overthinking things. He looked terrible against the Giants. 4 innings, 4 runs, 3 hits, struck out 1, walked 5. And let me see. Have we heard from Gokster? Is Gokster going to be able to jump on for NHL? I'll send him a quick message right now. See if Gokster wants to do a late jump in here for NHL. Jump on. Okay, we'll see what Gokster has to say there. Okay. Michael Evelina, yeah, man. Absolutely. Only at the Casino Dakota. We have a lot of our Michigan cappers in the chat, so you'll get a lot of help. You're right, Joe. But I've been with this guy for 14 years. So there's Canascat in the house. Not Flush Jr. Ready Rock. Okay, so I'm backing Canning in the Angels first 5 -0.5. I'm backing this Angels offense 232, but 775 OPS against righties. Rangers aren't hitting righties. Okay, perfect, Mr. Gokster. So you're in. Okay, I'll send you the link in a bit. So Mr. Gokster is going to jump on the show for the NHL portion here. Sean Mosler, you're a great guy. Look at that. Let's just stay in the black, though. We need to work together to defeat the juice. So Canning made 2 starts against the Rangers as a rookie last year. Lost both games. Looked bad. I see a much improved pitcher. 6 strong against the Astros on Saturday. I like the Angels first 5 -0.5 a lot. But that's the one bet I haven't bet yet. Okay. We move on to Diamondbacks, Padres, 71 Fahrenheit clear, 8 miles per hour, sideways, slightly in. Weaver versus Davies. And it wasn't going to be Davies, right? It was going to be Lucchesi, but he got snapped. He got released, it looks like, which is crazy. Jerry B saying Canning is good. I agree. There's A. Hilly in the house. Great to see you, A. Hilly. Davies 3-2 and 5 starts against the Diamondbacks, 4.13 earned run average. Manager loves him. Luke Weaver, who looked so good last year after the trade from St. Louis, has looked really bad to start the year. Paco Healy says, I wish it was Lucchesi. Is Paco Healy, is he released? Is he designated for assignment? Because he'll get he'll get snapped up in a second. No worries, Danny Moore. Danny Moore with a 6-month-old. Of course, got to put the baby to sleep. Yes, we've locked in a bunch. I'm off this Diamondbacks-Padres game. I'm off of it. Let's just get a quick market move. Paco, are you making a move here? Davies and the Padres open up at -130. They're now -120 at Bet365. A 10-cent move. towards the Diamondbacks. Then we get to Astros, A's. You're off of it. Okay. Astros, A's, 64 Fahrenheit, clear. Razor Sharp is taking the Diamondbacks for $2. Wow, I like it. I like it. Backing Luke Weaver, putting a line through those two starts. It scares me. But get after a Razor. Man, Razor. You catch Razor tomorrow on our horse show. Astros, Athletics, 64 Fahrenheit, clear, 9 miles per hour, straightaway center at the Coliseum. Greinke Bassett. There's going to be a lot of emotion here. Astros versus righties, 247, 766 OPS. A's versus righties, 207, 665 OPS. So the Padres are starting Zach Davies. Diamondbacks coming off 2 straight wins against Houston. That's impressive. Okay, I feel you, Bruce. So Lucchesi hasn't been released, just moved off the active list. He's and Bompolo says that's why you're getting a good number on Weaver and the Diamondbacks, who won 2 straight against the tough Astros squad. And Davies this year, 2 starts, 1-1, 10 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, 7 Ks, 1 walk. He's a gamer. I don't know how he throws so slow and has a $1 million paycheck. So the A's begin the series 2.5 games up on the Astros. That's refreshing. Astros flew into Oakland late Thursday night after blowing that lead. And they're going to get used to blowing leads now. Roberto Osuna, season-ending Tommy John. So Presley is their closer, and he did not look good. You got Moss says Davies will battle. That's what he does. Bassett's gone 2-1, 3.97 ERA in 6 games against the Astros in his career. If I had gone on it earlier, maybe I'd take the A's. I'm not going to take him at minus 130. This is a watch for me. And then let's go to Rockies, Mariners. We got 2 games left on the card. Ant L also on the Diamondbacks. Ant L also on the Diamondbacks at plus 110. Rockies, Mariners, 73 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, 5 miles per hour, sideways up to right. Zenzatella versus Kikuch. And Kikuch came over with very high expectations. I know. I feel you, Jin Rami. I hear you. It's crazy. Zenzatella, Kikuch came over with really high expectations, and he looked really bad last year. His dad died like a month into the season, and that threw him for a loop. And he looked awful all year. Robert Jerry, sorry, not Floyd's comment there. Robert Jerry says Rockies all day. Rockies hit lefties hard, 278, 813 OPS. Oh, everybody's not playing for Utah, Robert. Everybody. Their whole 4 of their 5 starters aren't playing. Kikuch 6 scoreless against Oakland, 3 hits, 1 walk. Ant says this game's a total pass for me, and it takes the words right out of my mouth. I'm completely off this. Zenzatella looks better this year. But remember, last year, 6.71 ERA, 1.75 whip. So I'm off. And then we get Giants, Dodgers. And I couldn't find an angle until our man Nutflush Allen jumped in and said to back this Dodgers team total over. And maybe that is the look here, Dodgers team total over. Let's go over there right now. And this is the last game, and then we can move over to NBA and NHL. Still no sign of the Mets game on the books. So it's just 9. And the Giants always play the Dodgers tough. It's just a tricky bet. But from the team total scenario, 5.5 at plus 105. 5.5 at plus 105. Have to get 6 runs. Sam Stitcher says you liking the over for the Kings-Nets game. I'm looking forward to talk about that game. We're going to move on to NBA here in seconds. Giants, Dodgers, 78 Fahrenheit, clear, 7 miles per hour, out to right center. No Co says Dodgers minus 250. I'm laying it. I don't ever lay with the Dodgers against the Giants, and I don't know if Betts is going to be back, and I know they're winning games without Betts. 1, 2, or 3 against the Padres. Urias has a 1.40 ERA against the Dodgers, 13 appearances, 7 starts. Ant says Giants get over plus 200 against Dodgers. That's usually a bet. Michael Lopez says Giants, baby. The Shark has not looked good. He's looked awful. 2 starts, 0-1, 9 2/3, 11 hits, 10 runs, 2 Ks, 2 walks. So Nut Flush, even at 5.5, you'd be on that? 5.5 without bets? I'd love to hear Nut Flush answer that, because didn't you say you were getting the 5? Okay, Joe Rich Ramirez got to bounce. Great to see you, Jojo Rich. He's on Raptors first half in full game. That is the big game of the night. Raptors, Celtics. Let's get over to NBA. Let's get over to NBA right now. Let's jump over to NBA right now. Let's go over MLB one last time. And I've got a ton of action, even though I barely have anything on the late games. And Stevie B, Giants team total over 3. I want to hear if Nut Flush would take it at 5.5 at +105 with knowing bets was going to be in the lineup. Flick My Bick says averaging 4.2 in the last 5 are the Giants. And Dodgers team total over. Dodgers Rock Shark Tank. Connor, what are you getting on it? Yeah, I hear you, Robert. What are you getting on it, Connor? The Shark looks old and tired. But are you guys getting 5s? At like -130 while I'm looking at a 5.5 at +105? I would like to know, if you guys don't mind. Sean Moser saying I'm betting third period overs every elimination game. It's a move that our Babano has had great success with. Okay. +107. Are you going to do it, Paco? Oh, no. Cardinals game postponed. Again, Danny? Okay, let's go over the action one more time. Oh, I'm not going to lay -250, but the 5.5. Okay, I tripled up an Orioles Nationals game. There's Jordy Nordman in the house. I hear you, Robert. I'm on first 5 over 5 -105, full game over 9 -115, and Washington team total over 4.5 -135 in Orioles Nats. Made those bets last night. I hear you, Paco. I'm hesitant. Brewers Phillies. I went against the market move and I took the over 9.5 at -110. Tigers Pirates. I'm on the Pirates team total over 3.5 at -130. I'm off Marlins Mets. I doubled up on the Jays, first 5 full game, doubled up against Ryan Weber. Man, that's so funny. I start thinking about the amount of bets I have, and my palms start leaking. Off Indians, White Sox. Reds, first 5 full game, -125 each. I'm back in Bauer. I'm nervous when Jin Rummy and Razor Sharp are on the other side, but okay. Cubs, first 5 in full game. I didn't take the -0.5. I took first 5, -130, full game -1. Oh, but they just said Cubs Cardinals is. Do we have facts on that? Do we have facts that game's gone? And Angels first 5 -0.5. I haven't bet that yet. Wasn't available in my book yet, but I'm going to. And I'm going to back Griffin Canning quite a bit. Mr. Gokster, no score, first inning, Colorado, Seattle. And Hunter Engelhardt says I'm going to back Bauer until he proves me not to, especially against the Brewers. I like it. And then I'm off the late games at this point, but I'm going to think about that team total over for a bit. I wish my book would give the first 5s, but it's not like this Giants bullpen is that good. All right, there you go. Let's move on to NBA. Yesterday, a 1-in-1 day. We got that over. We capped that over so beautifully. We can move over to NBA tracker. Here we go. We capped that Miami-Milwaukee over beautifully, over 222.5. It was just instantaneously over. But then I made a mistake underestimating the Suns, and there were a couple cappers in the chat saying that I was doing that, and they were right. Pacers -2. So I'm 126 wins, 114 losses, 52.5%. Wow, Danny. Plus 2.87. That must mean there's more positives. Viper MBs on the Pelicans -7.5 and under 232.5 in the Kings game. Interesting. Yesterday went 101. So I'm up 2.87 units. My ROI is plus 1.20%. Average line minus 108. Yeah, Vibe. You nailed it. Okay, let's go. Thunder Grizzlies. Memphis 0-4 in the restart and did not look good. And Mouse's Pacers are trash. That's harsh, Mally. It's harsh. PG 00187 is on Magic plus 5. Okay, let's start with Thunder Grizzlies. Yeah, Mally, it was. And I watched it all go down in flames. Mark Rosado been cashing on the McDavid to score props all series, been cashing. It's a great look. I just think they're two bad hockey teams. So we're going to get to that when Ghoster's going to join us. Let's go Thunder versus Grizzlies. Thunder, pace 21st in the NBA right now, 99.21. Grizzlies 6th, 103.31. And what's been clear here is that the pace is much slower than we expected. I thought it'd be a little bit slower, but it's slower across the board. And even the teams that are putting up monster numbers are doing it not from a pace standpoint. They're doing it from a high shooting percentage standpoint. Like the Celtics, what the Celtics did in their last game. The Celtics' pace last 3 games is not fast. Yeah, Danny, it's bad news. Okay, so pace is slowed down. Jazz are 24th in the NBA, 99.12. They've never had a real fast pace because they got slow-mo Joe out there. Oh, sorry, what Jazz? Oh, sorry. Thunder 21st, 99.21. Grizzlies 6th, 103.31. Memphis 0-4 in the restart. This Jaren Jackson injuries left a big hole. They look bad against Utah. It felt like whenever Utah wanted to, they just took control of the game. Now slow-mo Joe goes off for 25. Let's go to spreads and totals. Dakota saying Utah rolling. And you're on it too, AC Mac. Okay. Huh. Okay. Oklahoma opens up at -3. They're now up to 5 at a couple different books. This total opened up at 225. It's now at 222.5. Oklahoma 2-1 since the restart. That was a game that they cared about against the Lakers. And this is not one against the Grizz. Wow, moved 11 points since opening. That's crazy. So Thunder versus Grizzlies. No Schroeder for the Thunder, but what we've seen from this Thunder team with Chris Paul is they can take control. They can take control. And this total going down to 222.5 makes sense. If I could get that 224, 225, I'd probably jump on the under right now. And I don't expect the Thunder to change things. And if you were watching John Morant's body language, it's just something is just – I had the over on John Morant last game against Utah, and I really thought he was going to step up. And I was watching, and I was like, what's not – I mean, he still played well, and he got to that over. It was 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He got there barely, but Dennis Garcia says Memphis has played so bad, but it's Memphis or pass. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like a game that the Thunder need to necessarily get up for. No Ko is on OKC -4.5. I have no move, but I haven't made a move. I haven't made a bet in NBA yet, so I wouldn't mind getting one. Robert Allen says, can't believe the Blues lost last night. It's those games. Jerry Beatty says under on Memphis game. I just can't take it now. I just can't take it after a 2.5-point move. 3-point move now. Cowboys just life says Moran wants another superstar to be a contender. Jerry Beatty, if you got on it at 225, great job. And Pete Rivera saying Knights, baby. I'm looking forward for the top seeds to play some meaningful games. DJ Big Boss says players just want this over with, and that's been a real story coming out of the bubble. And who blames them? I mean, imagine you got $10 million in the bank and you got to sit in the bubble and not bang beautiful women. Look at that. Look at Boston Nick killing last night. Took Vegas after the second period down 1 and team total over 4.5. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Boston Nick. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to Kings Nets. Let's move on to Kings Nets. Let's move on to Kings Nets. Let's see what the market movement is here. Kings open up at -4, now 5 and 5.5 on the board. This total of 231 is now 232 and 232.5. You got to be nervous backing the Sacramento Kings. Very nervous backing them after they were so spectacular yesterday. And that's a thing that I try to never do. I try never to. Jim Rummy got the under 234.5. Wow, what a job, Jin. That's funny. What strange market moves this had. Let's just take a look at what Bet365 has done with this total. Total. Wow, great job. Bet365 opened it up at 231 and it's now 232.5. Jerry B says Kings have to be wore out after the game yesterday. Nets are 2-2 inside the bubble. Their 2 losses have been just blowouts. And they're an angry group. Nice job, Nick. Yeah, it was too easy. And Dennis Garcia says no way to take Brooklyn. Basketball at times is like horse racing where you're not supposed to believe really what you've seen because the situation was set up perfectly for them. And I'm not saying the Kings situation was set up perfectly for them against the Pelicans, but they were spectacular. And I certainly don't want to sit here and there's Coactus in the house. Where's it? We miss AM plus money. Please send our love. Sean Dozier says, what's your best bet of the play? Von Polo says Max Player tomorrow. Yeah. I'm going to be on Max Player tomorrow. I'm just not sure how to do it at this point, Von Polo. Not sure exactly how to bet it. I mean, I'll certainly bet him to win, but I've got to, I need to study. I'll be studying nonstop. There's Polo this, Polo that in the house. Look at this. Team getting back together. C-Max says don't like this NBA card, and I'll tell you what, Kings Nets. To me, this is a Nets or no bet. The Nets get completely embarrassed with LeVert and Jared Allen back. And I don't know if Joe Harris is coming back. I heard that he's still hurt. That under is so interesting, C-Mac. I can't wait to talk about it. But so Allen sprained his ankle. Harris, has the left groin contusion. Both are questionable. I don't know if you guys know if they're playing. The Kings need this game, and maybe they run again. Bogdan Bogdanovic scored a career 35 points after going 1 for 15 in Tuesday's. That's the easiest prop play that you can find. When you can find a pure score like Bogdanovic, who opens up, who goes 1 for 15 from the floor, just back him the next game. Von Polo, there's going to be heavy money on Uncle Chuck. De'Aaron Fox is playing great, averaging 26.8 points. This is a scream stay off to me. And I can't even take that under, although I like the number. I like the number that, I really like the number that Jin Rami got. Okay, let's move on to Magic Sixers. This is a very interesting game. I came close. So I came close to taking the Embiid under points, rebounds, and assists because it's at 42.5. And against the Wizards, he was incredible. And he goes for 30, 11, and 3. So when Embiid's incredible, he goes for 44. And do you think Vucevic can slow him down a little bit? There's Chris Durham. Says, how about some respect on Booker and those Suns now? No doubt, Chris. You weren't the only one that was saying that I was making a mistake yesterday. You were bang on. I think that Embiid prop is too high, 42.5. It's not the points. It's the points, rebounds, and assists. This is the kind of game where, look at that. Bubbarito. Drunk on a plane heading to Vegas to win some cash. Slay some sleuths. Bubbarito in the house. I love it. Bubbarito. So, no Ben Simmons. Dislocated kneecap. What has the market done with this game? Philly opens up at -4.5. It's now -5. Maybe Von Polo. I don't force those. And the King saying Orlando doesn't have Aaron Gordon. They don't have Aaron Gordon. We know that Isaac gone last week. Tony Manning says fade the total, just do the points. Man, Prince of the City's birthday. Shout out to our guy, Prince of the City. Happy birthday, my man. Prince of the City needs a winner. He does give out winners every day. That's true. Happy birthday, my man. I can't wait to party again in person. Our man, Prince of the City, was rolling with us in Miami. What a treat it was. Okay, I think the Magic can keep this close. And I think Embiid goes under. That's what I think. The King likes Tobias Harris to step up. Sean Bird's on Philly. Likes the injury angle here. The Magic got embarrassed by the Raptors. I just think they come out here. I think they come out on fire. Oh, Frankie Tubbs. Our pleasure, Frankie Tubbs. And we're doing a big one tomorrow, man. Big one tomorrow. Joe Yurkovich says no Simmons. Shake Milton will go off. I think the Magic can keep this close. Yeah, we're going to do a big day for the Derby. I think the Magic can keep this close. Why don't we just take a look at matchups here very quickly? Take a look at matchups here very quickly. So Horford back in. Horford, I think Embiid's going to get the points. Can get the points. I want to go under with that Embiid prop. Or does Embiid just take over without... Okay. Saying the Magic can't keep this within 5. I think they can. 69% on Philly today. Prince of the City says they're not going to risk Embiid with Simmons down. I wouldn't force Embiid to be an all-star right now. Noko says, Jimmy, personal question. Were you ever scared for your life living in Costa Rica? Noko, no, but I'm 40. So if I was 25 down there, I would have been killed for sure. Robbed countless times, killed once. But I'm 40, so I just made a simple rule where I never went anywhere alone at night. Very simple rule. Gundam Atticus in the house. Great to see you. Ben Sports 24/7 Orioles plus 153. My dog of the day. All right, I'm pulling the trigger. I am pulling the trigger. Oh yes. So that was another thing. So whenever I rented a car, I wouldn't drive at night alone because they'll pull you over and yeah. There, Joshua Kanlaya in the house. Look at this. Okay, so let's. Okay, I'm gonna follow this. This was the plan, and I'm gonna stick to. No, it wasn't the plan, but this makes sense to me. Spurs up 15-6 on the Jazz. By the way, I'm gonna take the Magic plus 5. And I'm going to take Embiid under 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Under 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists. All right, I'm on the board in NBA. No, Cole, it was kept very quiet. Okay. It was kept very quiet. It certainly wasn't a front page story of an English newspaper because they don't have an English newspaper. So maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. I have no idea. It was not talked about. Okay. Chris Durham says, "What's your best baseball prop for pitcher day?" I don't have one, and we've been running hot. You know, MMA locker room. If MMA locker room is in the chat right now, that will MMA locker room. I have one. Leo Leon says Costa Rican women are hot. That is very true. That is extremely true. Okay, let's move on to Wizards Pelicans. Wizards Pelicans. Pelicans open up at -6.5. They're now up to -8.5. The total opens up at 234. It's now up to 236. Wizards and Pelicans pace fast. Fifth for the Wizards at 103.95 possessions a game. Pelicans are third. This is the last 3 games. This is bubble. Pelicans third, 103.91. The Pelicans lost to the Kings, and if anybody believed in them, very disappointing faction. There's Joe Simon in the house. They look bad. Zion said a bunch of things to be the leader. You know, are the Pelicans going to step up today is the question. There's Brian Lim in the house. Great to see you, Brian Lim. Big day tomorrow. Big day tomorrow. By the way, for those of you who missed it, tomorrow at 11 a.m., we're doing a best bet 30-minute live show where we just hear the best bets from Aunt L, Babano, and Noli Knows. And then we do the horse show for 10 hours. The Kings said Ingram got a slow 24. Yeah, man. A lot of us were. I mean, I stayed off the last minute, but a lot of us were on it. And Catch Caleb says, "Can the Wiz score today?" That is my question. Are the Pelicans going to step up and play some D? After the embarrassment? Love it. Nick Dillard in the house. So, I mean, do we trust the Pelicans after their embarrassment to play some D against the Wizards? The halftime deficit against the Clips was the largest in franchise history. The 49 points allowed to the Kings in the first quarter was the most in any quarter in franchise history. And we back them? Adam Miller, I mean, you can't take Pelicans money line unless you're going to use it in a parlay. Brian Warner, Wiz in New Orleans, first half under 118 at plus 115. I like the under. I like going against what everybody saw. I like the under. Washington's going less and less and less all game. 3-1 Isles. I like the under. I think that makes sense to me. And it just keeps going up. Okay, I'm going to take the full game under. So I'll find out. Catch Kev says it keeps steaming up, so I'll just wait. All right. Okay. Adam Miller's Pelicans, Magic, and over. Okay, I feel you. There's Antoine Seymour in the house. Okay, now let's move into the marquee game of the day and then bring on Mr. Gokster and finish this show off with a little NHL action. Coming up, big day in NHL. 1-on-1 day in NBA. Okay, Celtics, Raptors. I hear you, Brian. I hear you. There's Freestyle Fakiri in the house. Celtics 17th in pace. It's not their pace that's made them so incredible offensively last game. They didn't get more possessions. They just shot the lights out. 56.8% from the field, 20 of 39 from three, 7 players in double digits. Kemba sat so he could play in this game. Robert Williams had a huge game. Celtics are just 2-2 in the restart. They're when they shoot, they're lights out. Question is, are they going to be lights out against a very strong defensive team in the Toronto Raptors? Looking for their 8th straight win. 3-0 in the bubble in the restart. Held 2 opponents under 100 points. Even so, I couldn't take the under, but I should. You know, I should get over that fear of because I got to just tell myself that it's not because of the Celtics speeding up their play. There's Nate Dogg 420. Says the Toronto Boston under 220. That's the key, and that's what I gotta because you see these scores. You see them put up 149 points, and you think, oh, their pace must have been so much faster than normal. But that's not the case. They were just shooting lights out. And they're not going to shoot lights out here. Jin Remy liked the over 218 yesterday. Razor Sharp Pick says under. Article coming soon. Yeah, I hear you, Sean. And then they're getting a hell of a player back. All right, Razor Sharp Picks articles coming in on the under here. Dennis Garcia's on the under here. And I stress that if this was something that had to do with the Celtics speeding up their pace, then I wouldn't be making this bet, but it was just I got to stop repeating myself. I'm making a move on the under, full game. Full game under, Celtics Raptors. The question is, what's Kyle Lowry going to do this game, man? Against the Lakers, he's MVP. And it looks like some of these guys are getting a little annoyed being in the bubble. 2 for 9 against Orlando, 4 for 17 over the past 2 games. Is this a spot where he steps up? Pedroza, they're just getting Kemba back. Kemba didn't play last game. Stephen Walton saying, somebody give me some MLB locks. We'll go over our MLB action here in a second. But, okay, I'm in. I'm on that full game under. Right now, it's at 222.5. Oh, no, sorry. It's at 220.5. And Guillermo says Razor's been on fire. Yeah. Yes, he has been. Yes, he has been, G. All right, so there you go. There's the NBA action. Magic +5. Embiid under 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Wizards, Pelicans, full game under. Celtics, Raptors, full game under. I can't wait to watch. All right. Okay, so let's just do this very quickly. I'm going to send a quick invite to our man, Mr. Gokster. See if he wants to jump on as we cap NHL. We're coming off a very strong day in NHL, 3-1. Had that over in the Jackets game. One of those plays that make you feel like you excel. Even though we'll go over my season records are not incredible. Okay, let's get this here. Let's get Mr. Gokster on the show, man. Let's get Mr. Gokster on the show. Okay. There we go. Let's get this here. I hear you, DeKing. I hear you. Yeah. What can I say? I mean, I don't like hearing that, but I like it. I like it. I like taking the Magic +5. Look, there are certain teams where when a player goes down, you're like, watch these guys come together like a group. Have you ever said that about the Sixers with Brett Brown and Embiid? No. You said, watch these Sixers buckle and not be as good as they should be. All right, let's get this into Gokster. All right, Gokster, link sent. Link sent. So yesterday was gorgeous. We had the under 1.5 first period in the Canucks game, easy casher. We had the over at plus 120, over 5.5 in the Jackets Leafs, gorgeous. We had the Flames -1, easy casher, and then lost on that Flames game on the over 5.5 there. Oh, I'm not saying he won't be better without him. In the Washington MLB game, I do. But I think the offense will come from Washington. I do, Sean. The Cowboys' life says Spurs putting on a clinic right now. Okay, let's get to NHL right now. We will wait for our man, Mr. Gokster, to join us. Let's talk Predators, Coyotes. And I want to go back to the well with the Predators. And I'm not going to be scared. I'm going to try not to be scared to do it. And I wanted to talk it out before I made the bet. So Arizona wins 4-1 on Game 3 on Wednesday. They were outshot 40-28. It's Kemper. And look, the Predators have let me down so many times this year. Maybe I should just let this go. Maybe I should just let this go and stop it. But it's hard for me. The Predators put up 19 shots in the first period. If they do that again, I expect them to succeed. Saros is the problem. Tony Manning said, I hate betting the Preds, and I get it. Hines is making mistakes. It's so funny when you watch Torts, whom I despise, look so good. And then you see Hines keep going back to Saros. Coacta says Preds playing the wrong goalie. Reese says Preds screw me every time. Let's bring on Mr. Gokster. Crazy motherfucker named Gokster. Straight out of Belleville. Gokster, what's happening, man?
Yeah, what's going on, guys? How you doing today?
Doing good, man. Doing good. We are talking Preds Coyotes.
Oh, yeah, this game here, Jim, I'm torn between first period with Nashville and the under here. These two games, they're tough here. I also think first period Arizona, I don't think they're going to come out strong. More so just Nashville here, guys. They got the offense. If you noticed in that game, they were peppering Kemper. So I think Kemper's going to be in tough, Jim. I didn't see much offense from Arizona, even though, Nashville don't have the greatest defense. They're more offensive minded, but I like what I've seen. This young guy here. Oh God, I'm blanking. Not Rene, but what's his name? Anyway, the starter here, so not Stay. Oh God, I'm blanking. Someone in the chat can help me out. But the starter here for Nashville, he's really coming into his own. Yeah, Saros. I don't know why I was blanking. But Saros, he's coming into his own here. So I think Nashville, I think they're going to take this to 5 games. Arizona's playing well, Jim, but I just think Nashville, I think they're gonna do it. What do you think?
My problem is that Kemper is clearly in their head. And that's my hesitation. I just wanted to talk it out. Kemper and 39 saves. They completely dominate the first period. The Coyotes know now they just have to hold on. And at some point, the offensive defenseman that the Predators have will make a mistake and will be out of position. So that's my concern.
I hear you. I think they're going to get to Kemper eventually here. Just being 3 games facing the same team, Arizona. They do have some guys like Kessel, but they don't have too many guys that are playoff caliber for the most part. Kemper, this is his first. Is it his first playoff series? I think it is. Yeah. So I think it's going to go 5 games. Not saying Arizona's not going to win this series, guys, but I just think Nashville. I think they're going to come out. I don't like the coach at all. I'm not a fan of Hines there, but I think they're going to do it here, guys. I think Nashville first period's a good look. Even Arizona team total under first period. I've been hammering the first periods a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Predators -1. I'm gonna go down on my sword.
I like that. I like that.
Sean Bird says Preds have had those offensive defensemen for years, and they choke year after year. Bad spot here for you, hoping you're not betting sharp.
Well, Arizona, if Nashville's taking penalties, then they're going to be in deep trouble here. Arizona, they do have the power play that can get to this team, but I expect Nashville to come out guns a-blazing. I don't think Arizona's going to be able to hold them off like they did last game. Even when they were up 4-1 there, Nashville almost came back. They scored 2 goals in the third period, so I think that was game 1. I wish you guys luck with the Yotes, but I'm going to be on Nashville here. It could be a square play, but I'll go down with the Preds.
Yeah, I'm going to as well. Kemper is my worry. And look, my other thing is I don't think the Coyotes are that good of a hockey team. I like their mobile top 4 defenders, but I think their forwards are easy to play against. And
yeah, I think that coach has a big thing to do with it too. God, I'm blanking again, but Coach for Arizona, guys, he has a big thing to do with that team. Yeah, he's got a lot to do with them just getting ready every night, playing that defensive hockey. So I think if it's tied after I could see a first period under 2. I don't think Arizona's going to score at all. I do think Nashville can get one by, but I think this is going to be a tight game as well. It is a tough call, but I'm going to take Nashville first period, and I even put a bet on Arizona no goal in the first, so under 0.5.
I like it.
Plus 109.
I'm going to take Predators -1 here, and I imagine see what kind of line I'll be getting here. The Predators -1. Oh, give me a nice plus line. -130 on the money line, plus 195.
And I was just going to say, Jimmy, if Nashville goes down, or if they go down, I'll jump on Nashville live and get that plus one on a 1.
I worry about that. I don't know. I wouldn't. If Arizona goes up and goes into a shell, it just feels like Kemper has their number. So I don't know if I'd be that bullish in that spot. I need the Predators to score first to continue to attack. True. They got to get one behind Kemper.
Yeah, no, that's what's well said. Yeah.
Let's move on to Pens, Habs, Gokster, and the Habs play the Pens tough. They're playing the Pens tough, and they've got some underrated small forwards. I mean, Suzuki's been so good, and they're winning faceoffs. Yeah, all that being said,
Koskanemi's playing good too.
He sure is, and they're in the head of the Penguins. And teams that win Game 3 after a series is tied 1-1 in a best-of-5 series in NHL are 21-7, right? Because we only had best-of-5s from 80 to 86.
Mm-hmm.
I still want to take the Penguins -1, and I want to take them again in Game 5.
Well, Yari's starting, eh? It's not going to be Murray. Yari's in net.
Exactly, yeah.
That's a big difference. I think that's the little boost they need for Pittsburgh. I jumped on Pittsburgh early, first period, minus a goal, so minus 0.5. I got plus 161. I think they're going to come up flying. Can they hold off Montreal again? I don't know. I like the fact Yari's in net. He was in net too, Jimmy, for like most of December. He had a good stint with the team while Murray was hurt. So Yari's ready to go. I think Pittsburgh's going to play much. It's hard to say here. It's different when you're in the chat. I'm thinking on this on the fly here on the screen, but I think Pittsburgh is going to go hard here. Montreal, they're just a grinded out team, Jim. Like Carey Price. It's the same thing with Kemper. Like Carey Price and Kemper, they're both going to have to stand on their head for Arizona and Montreal to win. I don't know how long that can last. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh full game. I'm going to wait it out, but I think Pittsburgh first period minus 0.5 is a solid play here. They are getting out coached. They're well said, Sean. Yeah, they're blocking shots. They're making it really tough for Pittsburgh, but I think they can get out early on this team. Yeah, I've been really hot too, guys, in the first periods. That's been my looks. But yeah, Montreal, they're playing good hockey. Carey Price, what can you say? He's been probably the best goalie in the playoffs. So he's
been excellent, and they believe.
Oh yeah, they're 100%. They're behind this team. Yeah, I've been really good, Jim, at teams bouncing back from losing the first game or the second game and then hitting them early in the first period. Not saying they'll win the whole game, but they come out strong. Other than like the New York Rangers, that's the only team that really didn't come through there. But other than that, every other team's been really putting in a good performance in the first period. So I'm going to expect Pittsburgh to do that again here, similar to what I did with Nashville.
Well, I'm going to do similar to what I did with Nashville. I'm going to take the Pens -1. Pens -1. Dennis Garcia says, where's that pit team that kept losing players regular season, kept being resilient? I think it's still in there.
Yeah.
Oilers, Blackhawks. Let's move on there. Chicago, what a dramatic comeback. And I loved it. I think that for these two teams, that if Chicago was to knock out Edmonton, that they could be a dangerous team in the next round, although I don't think they'd win. I mean, they'd be an underdog, but they could be dangerous. And they have players who've been there and done that. And they got
a good recipe. Yeah, and they got young guys too. There's one I can't remember his name. I think it's 77 for Chicago, but he broke a record, I guess, for a rookie in the playoffs, like 3 straight points or something.
Yeah, Kubalik.
Kubalik. God, I can remember Kubalik. But I think, you know what, more I think about it, I think Chicago's I think they're going to win this game.
Well, Edmonton's certainly questioning themselves. I've stayed off the series in its entirety. Dennis Garcia has been eating off of this series. Chicago money line over 6. He's been betting at every game and succeeding.
Yeah.
McDavid's been scoring over 6.5. McDavid's been scoring. Nate Dogg says, I feel McDavid has a big game. Oilers win.
Hold on, Nate Dogg.
Do we know who's in goal here for the Oilers? Is it Koskinen?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Who would you want in that, Jim? Koskinen or Smith? It's a tough choice.
Well, I mean, you'd want to be around the guys, but I would, in all honesty, I would go back with Mike Smith. And I know he's got a 73 save percentage and whatever, 11 goals against average. But I'd probably go down with the vet.
Yeah,
probably. But I'd have to look into the eyes and say, like, are you ready to play?
He's crazy, man. Guys from Kingston, Ontario, just a couple minutes down the road here. And I think he'll be ready. He's on his last stint. Like, this is his last go. I think he'll put in a good performance. But I think that's more so going to help Edmonton for goals. I think over here, guys, this is like the perfect recipe. Both these offenses and the goaltending on each side. You got older goalies that are at the end of their ropes and younger teams that are really fast and just they're flying. So I think over 6.5 -106. I'm going to take it again. Not even going to think twice. And I wouldn't be surprised if Chicago wins this.
Yeah, it's Conrad says neither between the goalie battle. It's been scoring and scoring and scoring. Nate Dogg's on Edmonton to score first. I'm just going to stay off this. I've stayed off this series so far. And
have you watched the series a lot, Jim?
Not enough. I've watched, I'd say I've watched a third of it.
It's crazy. Like compared to like a Toronto or even like Vancouver series, like this series is just back and forth. There's just too much offense for the defenses and the goalies to contain. So I think the first period over at -140 at 1.5 should be a play. Just both, it's like the perfect recipe. I keep saying, like, both of these teams, they're just so offensive minded. The defense can't do anything when they're coming at them. You have like one of the best young teams in Edmonton against one of the best veteran laden teams with Taze and Kane that know how to score. Like, it's just goals galore. So I think I'd be very surprised if we saw like a 3-2 game here or even a 4-2. Like, it's just goals on goals, guys.
Sean Bird said he was a 14-year-old trying out for the V's. I was a great judge of talent. Wow, Sean, I tried out. They were the Penticton Panthers back then, but I tried out. That's my highest level of hockey was not making the Penticton Panthers. Okay, Maple Leafs, Blue Jackets. Let's go there. What the hell is going on in Leafland?
Leafs are in trouble, man. They're done. They're toast. Pull the plug. They're done. I think Columbus money line here. They're just a bigger, stronger team. They're gonna laugh. They just came back there, guys. 3-0. I had the Leafs. That was a heartbreaker. Leafs team total under 3.5, so -161, a little too much, but I don't think Toronto's going to score. You now have Elvis Merzlikins in, guys. This guy's even better than Korpisalo. He's better than Korpisalo. It's insane. So yeah, they're in deep trouble here. First period
keeps getting completely outcoached.
Oh God, yeah. He doesn't. Yeah, I'm thinking back to what would Babcock do right now. I wonder what Babcock would do.
He'd publicly embarrass players on his team.
Oh yeah,
And that's what Torts did with Pierre-Luc Dubois, and look what he
Dubois. did. Yeah,
I hate Tortel.
Yeah, I know.
Tortorella, excuse me. I hate him, and he's just pressing all the right buttons.
He makes me laugh, man. Like he's something else. But I think he's going to be he's out coaching Keefe, and Toronto's without Muzzin. Barry's a sieve. Other than Morgan Riley, they don't have much going.
What was Morgan Riley doing in overtime? I don't know what you do in overtime is you don't get scored on. Yeah. You don't. It's not about scoring. No. You don't get scored on. That's the key. You play smart, defensive, positional, accountable hockey, and you don't get scored on. And if somebody else makes a mistake, you pounce. But Riley was trying to score, and of course he gets caught out of position. 2-on-1.
Well, that happened too with the Leafs. McDermott there, he pinched when they were up 3-2, was it? He pinched on a play, and then it was a 2-on-1 coming back, and then that's when Dubois, I believe, scored a second goal and tied it up. Like, you're up already 3-2 with 8 minutes left. You don't got to be pinching, in their zone. You're just leaving your goalie out to dry. But yeah, Columbus is, if Toronto would have won that game, guys, Leafs respond after those embarrassing. Yeah, you know what? If the Leafs respond here, I'd be hella grateful. I'm a huge Leaf fans, guys. So I think they're toast. If they would have won that game last night, sure. They're just Matthews is playing great hockey. It's good to see Matthews playing well, but it's just now you got Merzlikins, guys. I don't know if you know much about Merzlikins, but he's fucking sorry. He kind of reminds me of Binghamton from last year, how he just came out of nowhere. This guy could lead this team very deep, so watch out for this goalie. He's like 6'4". He's a beast.
I agree. I'm not going to bet the game, though. I do think that this is not a team where it's not like we're sitting going, Marner, where are you? They have Johnny Tavares. Mm-hmm. And he can lead them, and he can step up, and he can say the right things. You don't need to rely on the kids here. And it wouldn't surprise me if the Leafs step up. I'm certainly not going to bet on them or count on them. So what's your action in this game?
Right here, I got written down team total under 3.5, 161, but Columbus on the money line, even a first period under. Toronto, even their veterans here, Jim, even Tavares, he's never went deep in his career. Toronto's so flaky where I don't know. I can't see them. They won 3-0 in that game too, but I don't know. They could show up here, guys, but I'm going to be on Columbus too at plus 128. Goaltending here. Watch out.
I'm not. I'm going to stay off of it. Let's move on to Canucks Wild. I'm not going to be on the other side, but let's move on to Canucks Wild. Game 4, Van leads the series 2-1. Markstrom, first career playoff shutout, joins a illustrious group. Captain Kirk, Bob Lucifer, and King Richard, man. McLean, Luongo, and Brodeur. Proud of you, Markstrom. Always believed in you. I hope you get re-signed, but if you want more than $5.5 million, I hope you find another place to live. Minnesota can't score on the power play, and the Canucks power play, 4th in the league all year, looks very, very good. Jerry Beatty says Wild experience gets it done. Ryan Suter may not be in the game.
Well, that's huge right there.
And if Ryan Suter's not in the game, I mean, why their power play looks so bad. I don't know why Dumba's not teeing it up, but they're not getting traffic in front of the net.
It's odd because I can tell you, I know their power play, even on the road, it was good. Like, they didn't have a good penalty kill, but they were still scoring on their power play, especially near the end of the break here. So that's why I thought a lot of these games would go over, and they're not, which is surprising. But I actually took Vancouver on the money line, Jim. I think they're going to take care of business here.
I'm going to take a -1. I'm taking a -1 to take care of business here. What you don't want is guys like Pedersen and Besser to get confidence. And that's what's happened now.
Exactly. And that's the opposite of the Leafs. I completely, like, they're very similar teams where Toronto, after that loss, Jim, 3-0 up. Like, think of if your Canucks were up 3-0 and you lost to Minnesota 4-3 and you're coming back the next day. Demoralizing. So,
yeah.
But, yeah, I love Vancouver look.
Yeah. So Toffoli gets hurt, and that's a a bad thing. That's a problem. And the Canucks are dealing with injuries. But then Besser gets reunited with Pedersen. Pedersen takes some hard hits. I mean, JT Miller fights on his behalf. JT Miller is such a special player. He does everything. He does absolutely everything. He's not flashy, but he does. Well, I mean, he has looked flashy at times, especially in this series. But he's just an exceptional player, and what a great signing he was in the offseason. And that line is extremely special. Besser, Pedersen, and JT Miller.
No, the Rangers are missing him.
Yeah. This is a spot where Canucks take care of business.
I think so, yeah.
And I'm on the Canucks -1. So no totals action for me at all. And yesterday I was heavy on totals. Not for me today. But I am on the favorites here. I'm on 3 favorites. The Canucks -1, Penguins -1, and Predators -1. And that is my NHL action. Do you want to review your NHL action?
I was going to say, I didn't even read your sheet there, Jim. I'm same thing, but first period Nashville, first period Pittsburgh, Vancouver, full game money line, full game over 6.5, Chicago, Edmonton, probably my favorite look. Columbus money line, team total under 3.5, Toronto. And yeah, I think that's all of them.
I love it. Mr. Gokster in the house. Follow this man on Twitter. His Twitter handle right there, EGO47_. Also, he can be seen tomorrow hammering the horses all day, right? Do we have you all day?
Yeah, you'll have me. What time we starting? What time we rolling, bro?
I'm starting real early, but you guys don't have to. I'm going to start around 11:45, 11:50, but
right on.
You guys jump in whenever you can.
I was going to say, why I got you. I got some articles coming out here too, guys, for MLB seriesbetsodds.com. So be sure to check that out. And tomorrow I'll also have a straight up bet, couple parlays probably for you too. So a lot of stats involved. Break down all the pitchers coming up here for Colorado, Seattle, and waiting for the Miami, New York game coming out. It's driving me nuts. So anyways, check that out, guys. Odds.com.
I love it. Antoine Carson wants a recap. And he will get one. Big thanks to our man, Mr. Gokster. And that was Gokster. You mind hanging out with him for a couple more minutes while I do the recap?
Yeah, sure. Let's roll.
All right. I tripled up on Orioles Nats. First 5 over 5, full game over 9, and Washington team total over 4.5. I think they get to Tommy Malone. It's all good, Antoine. And then off Yankees Rays. Braves Phillies. I'm going against the market move. I'm on the full game over 9.5. I don't trust Velasquez, and Kyle Wright's got a lot of pressure on him right now, and he's not look very good.
You're right. Yeah, with Soroka going down.
Pirates team total over 3.5. They're hitting 300, 837 OPS versus lefties. Lester did shut them down, so they were smashing lefties before Lester shut them down. And we'll see if Boyd can do it 3.5. Even if Boyd does it, get to that Tigers bullpen over 3.5, a -130.
I like it.
Marlins Mets is off the board, as what was talked about.
Yes.
I doubled up on the Blue Jays.
Oh, here we go.
115 full game -110. Let's go.
But you didn't believe in luck, Jim. Come on.
I don't.
I saw that.
Twins Royals. I'm staying off. Travel day for the Twins. Smeltzer on the mound.
Okay.
Indians White Sox. I'm off too. It's 87 or 78 Fahrenheit clear. 8 miles per hour is the wind coming in. But Cease and we saw L on the under. But Cease and Savali just went up against each other, and I don't trust unders when an opponent has just seen you.
Indians unders have been really first 5 has been all day. I know that for sure.
I'm doubling up on that nut bar, Trevor Bauer.
Drone flyer.
The drone pilot. Good thing I don't need to look in his eyes, his crazy eyes, before betting on him. But I'm first 5 full game on the Reds, and that's dangerous because Razor Sharp Picks is on the Brew Crew, and so is Gin Rummy. So dangerous. Cubs Cardinals postponed, gone. Angels first 5 -0.5. I believe in Griffin Canning. I haven't made that bet yet. My book hadn't opened up the the alternative run lines on the first 5.
Yeah.
Noli notices I think you like crazy, Jimmy. Not in guys.
I hope not.
Diamondbacks.
What's your boat, guys?
Diamondbacks, Padres, I'm off. Astros, Athletics, I'm off. Rockies, Mariners, I'm off. And Dodgers team total over. Connor Mack is on it.
C-Mac.
And so is our guy, Nut Flush. And I'm going to tail over 5.5. I'm getting a plus line. It has to stay a plus line. So if that's changed, it was a plus 105 when we talked about it. So I'm going to jump on that. Connor Mack, can't wait to the Travis boys. I'm already studying. I love it. There's the Any Tunes action. I'll pop that up. So that's my MLB action. In NBA, I made a bunch of moves that weren't really liked by the chat. I'm on the Magic +5 against the Sixers and Embiid under 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Then I'm on the full game under in Wizards Pelicans and the full game under in Celtics Raptors. And then NHL, I'm on the -1s, Predators, Penguins, Knuckleheads. And that's my action. And yesterday was a roller coaster ride, 8 and 7 plus 0.47 units. NHL saved me. Hope I'm not stuck in that situation again tonight. And Joe Simon says, let's crush it, boys.
Let's go.
Big thank you to all the cappers in the chat. Sean Bird, Joe Simon, Yenny Toon, Connor Mack, Noli Knows, Nate Dogg, Jerry Beatty, Sean Mosler, Robert Cherry, Ron Lofton, Leo Leon, Alex Ramirez, star of the Spidey Play of the Day, Antoine Carson, Dennis Garcia. All you guys, thank you guys so much.
Guys.
My man, Ghoster, can you let us out of here?
Oh boy, we're doing a leche. All right, guys, we're gonna get some cash here tonight. You know how we do it. You want to leche Alos Bookmakers.